What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Musty's Quest, the search for the top 100 Nintendo and Super Nintendo games. And I recently talked about kind of rebooting or reimagining this series, and I still have plans to do that, but I'm kind of bolstering some of the tech that I need in order to get there. So I do plan to hopefully inject a little bit more of my own gameplay, and not just in videos that pop up here, but actually maybe doing some playthroughs and things like that. Seems like you guys enjoy that type of thing. I may not be able to rock all those games, but I definitely think that some of my skills are worth putting on film. So in the future, I think some of Musty's Quest videos may not be just about the collecting. I think it's going to have a little bit more to show. So, some of the things have been going on with me recently, and then we'll dive into the games. I recently have undergone a bit of a purge of some of my original Xbox titles. I had been getting to that point where I felt like I was just picking up a bunch of dollar bin games, and so I kind of wanted to trim away some of that, build up a little bit of capital so that I could go make some larger purchases, which I plan to do both for my Nintendo and Super Nintendo collections, because I'm getting to that point with both of those collections where I am going to start, the games that I want are going to be a little bit more on the expensive side. I'm pretty happy with my progress so far, but I know that I've got some work to do to hit some of the goals that I had set for myself, in particular for the NES collection. So, to get back to the Xbox purge that's been going on, I used some of the funds that I had gotten from the initial sale. Somebody asked for 20 or so games and bought them off of me. And then happened that somebody had posted in the Iowa Retro Gamer Nation Facebook group. His name is Brent. He was in a situation where he's in need of a little bit of financial backing. So he was selling off a couple of his games, and I actually picked these up. And I do not normally collect for this system. In fact, I've liquidated all of my games for this system on more than one occasion. And that's the Nintendo 64. I had one when I was a kid. And that was roughly around the time that my buddy who had a PlayStation, I used to spend a lot of time with him, and we would play Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VIII. So I kind of kept dancing back and forth between, did I want a PlayStation, did I want a Nintendo 64, and I didn't have a lot of games that grabbed me for the 64, but I couldn't pass up the opportunity here. Brent had these up for sale, and I absolutely did not want to miss out on this, because the titles that are here I'm actually pretty content with, and are ones I'm hoping that I can just hang on to for a long time. And I know I told Brent that these were going to a good home, and I'm serious when I say that. So the games that I picked up, I do have now a copy of GoldenEye, which I've played so much of as a kid. I think a lot of people, that is one of their biggest memories when it comes to the N64, is GoldenEye. Then a copy of Pokemon Stadium. And Pokemon series really missed me. I was just about a year or two older than I think their target audience was when that really launched, and so I love RPGs, but for some reason it just never really stuck with me. I really haven't even played it, so to be honest, it's not like I've ever even given it a chance at this point. But one of these days, maybe we can start with Pokemon Stadium. Hopefully that's a little bit more approachable when it comes to that. I did get, and this is a former Cartridge Club Game of the Month, Star Fox 64. I remember playing this one quite a bit, and I know that the newest one, Star Fox Zero, is supposed to be kind of a reimagining of this game, but everyone says, well, why don't you just go back and play 64? So I'm happy to pick that one up. That was really kind of one of the main things that drew me toward this little bundle from Brent. And the last game that I picked up, some people, I've heard people say that this is their favorite game of all time, and that it basically perfected the 3D platformer, but it is Banjo-Kazooie. And I've never played this game before. It's on the Rare Replay game for the Xbox One, but I just haven't given it any time, so I'm not sure how this will work for me. I'm hoping that I enjoy it, but I'd be interested to hear if you have some fondness for this game. Tell me about it. Let me know if there's anything I should know going into it. Do you think this game holds up? Because I know that sometimes when you start getting into the polygons, that they sometimes just don't do well nowadays, or they seem archaic. But looking forward to that. The next purchase came also from the Our Retro Gamer Nation, and I made this purchase in preparation for another Cartridge Club Game of the Month. Later this year, I'm not sure whether it'll be October or November, but we are going to be playing Game Boy games for the first time in the Cartridge Club. So I picked up two titles, which are the two titles that we'll be playing, and that is Kirby's Dream Land and Kirby's Dream Land 2. I remember I had Kirby's Dream Land as a kid, but I never played the sequel. I am looking forward to playing through these very much, and I got a really nice price on that, so I'm pretty happy to have acquired both of those. Stay. The last game I picked up, and this goes toward my Super Nintendo list. So this game came from Zach. Zach is one of my subscribers, so hi Zach. Zach was selling this game, and it had a little bit of label damage, and I can deal with this, and I'll show you in a second, as label damage. Really, this is just kind of a lifting, almost like a bubbling of the label, almost like some water got under it or something like that. But it's not damaged. Like, it's really not that damaged. And the important piece is all in here, right? As long as the game plays, that's really the important thing. It's not like a disc where a little scratch will render it unusable or anything like that. So the game that Zach sold to me is Legend of the Musty-cal Ninja. And I've never played this. I'm not familiar with the series really at all. I just know it is ranked, it is on the list, and so I couldn't pass up the opportunity to get it at a little bit of a discount. And if you notice, there's try and get to shine off of the label, but there's a little bit of bubbling here. It's really not that bad. And again, the important part is that it works, and that's all that I really care about when it comes to these nice cartridge games. So that's where I'm at right now. Obviously, for the Super Nintendo, I have officially hit my goal for the year, which was 60. So I am only working to surpass that as much as I can. So with this, it gets me even closer to 70, and who knows from there. There's a lot of the year to come. So if this is your first time, this is Musty's Quest, and you can check out some of my previous videos that sort of highlight my Nintendo collection and then my Super Nintendo collection as well. I do have another series called the Collection Chronicles, and that is where I highlight my original Xbox collection. And I have also started picking up some 360 games as well. I was always a trade-up kid when it came to all of this stuff, so I don't still have anything. I don't have anything that I had when I was young. So all of this is reaccumulation. But I love doing these videos, so please, if you enjoy it at all, please give me a like. please let me know again if you've played Banjo-Kazooie. What should I know going into it? Is there anything that I can, any advice you have that will help me be successful so that I can enjoy this as much as many of you do? But anyways, I should have another video coming out for me pretty soon. And Cartridge Club of the Month. The Cartridge Club Game of the Month in May is Donkey Kong Country. So I will be popping that in relatively soon here. I got some catching up to do. I see that there are already people who 2 days into the month have already beaten it. So I have got to get moving. So anyways, I've been Musty. Take care of yourself. Be good to each other.